Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, where today the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts get ready to host the Humboldt Eagles for a non-league doubleheader. It's Doc Stewart's American Legion Baseball here on The Score this afternoon. I'm Joey Kieran. It's great to be with you for the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc Stewarts are coming off of 3 straight wins. One of those did come in the alumni game, but they are looking to get things rolling as the month of July is right around the corner. We'll talk more about that with head coach Eric Savage as we get closer to the start of today's ball game. Want to remind everybody today's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com, where you can watch today's game streaming for free. And that is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate everybody tuning in for us here on an early start time for this one. It is the Doc Stewarts taking on the Humboldt Eagles. We have the game coming up for you here in just a few moments. Stick around. We'll have a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups here in just a few moments as well as we get ready for today's Doc Stewart's baseball game. We'll be back after a quick 2-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs. Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc Stewart's getting ready for an early day, getting 2 in against the Humboldt Eagles today before heading out on the road later this week. And joining us here is Coach Eric Savage. Coach, coming off of a fun weekend with the alumni game over the weekend. First, you feeling all right? You doing okay? The bones and the muscles all in the right spots and feeling all right for you here today?
Yeah, definitely doing better today. First day after, I was pretty sore, but doing much better today. And what a fun event to have and see some faces we haven't seen for a while, and just great for our program and community. So yeah, it's a little humbling to remember. We're not as young as we used to be, no matter what our internal monologue happens to say about all of that. That event I thought was a lot of fun, and I got we were doing the broadcast and a lot of time talking throughout that you've talked so much about how the memories of being a Doc Stewart for you are rich memories that bring back a lot of emotions for you about just that time and being a part of this program. And it feels like that event is kind of just a moment to be able to celebrate that and kind of put those kind of memories in the guys that are currently on the Docs for them to hopefully be able to pass that along in the future when they get to come back and play as alumni. Absolutely, and that's kind of a part of that is, seeing the tradition, seeing what it means to be a Doc Stewart, and then them being a part of that, getting to meet those guys, hit BP with them, interact with them. And we always go by the saying, and it's been since, I could remember being a young kid out here, once a Stewart, always a Stewart, and we like to hold that true. And the kids need to feel that. They need to be a part of it and feel it. And I hope one day they can come back when I'm old and hopefully still doing this, have a long tenure and come back and have some stories for the next group and be able to pass this stuff on. So, what a great event. What a great weekend. And, healing up nicely. So
that's good to hear. Good to hear. We don't need the coach on the IL after that one. We get into this week here, and it's kind of that transition period where you guys have the doubleheader here, and then later this week we get the tournament up in Corvallis, and suddenly it's July, and things really start picking up for you guys. As the team is hitting this point in the season, what are you kind of noticing about the team? What are you looking to still see from them as you guys get ready for what is always a big month in the month of July?
Right now we're still trying to fine tune. We had a long practice yesterday, and our goal was to just get better at all the small things, the little things that make us who we are. Keep developing an identity, which we think we're a team that can do a lot of things. We can manipulate the baseball a little bit, run a little bit, and our pitching staff continues to get better every day. And also we got to get healthy. We still have some arms that are sore and have been sitting out, and those guys are really good arms, so we really need those guys back. So just trying to get healthy and maintain. But moving forward, we have this doubleheader here. We have our tournament, and then we start league, and it's back-to-back, one-day splits where you play a doubleheader, then you have a day off and play another doubleheader, and then a couple of those days are back-to-back days. So we're gonna have to show our grit, our strength, and be mentally tough, and that's why I like this tournament setting that we're getting ready to experience on the road, because it gets us ready hopefully for those league contests. And it's just being smart about what we do with our arms. We do have a lot of arms, but playing tournament play and with all the pitch counts, we got to be smart about what we do with them. And the day after the tournament, we have a league doubleheader here against K Falls, so we got to be smart about what we do. And so today you'll see a little bit of Colton Sywell and Evan Corbin, and we'll get some other guys some arms, but we're not going to burn anybody, so we can have them fresh for league contests. So
there you go. Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, best of luck to you guys
out
there today.
Thank you so much.
And that is head coach Eric Savage joining us here in the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Doc Stewart's coming off of an 11-9 win on Saturday against the Doc Stewart's alumni. That was an exhibition game, didn't count towards their overall record. Doc's coming in at 7-6-1 on the season. They did have 2 wins last Friday against the Canyon Crushers, winning both of those matchups by a score of 6-0. That was a good showing there for the Doc Stewarts, as they would get a 6-0 win behind Cade Johnson in Game 1 of that doubleheader. In Game 2, Evan Corbin and Colton Sywell, 2 guys that it sounds like we're going to get a chance to see today. They combined for the shutout 2-hitter against the Crushers, winning 6-0. Doc Stewart's gave up a total of 3 hits in that matchup, and I believe it was, let's see here, let me double check my memory. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2... 3. Yep. A total of 6 base runners in that doubleheader for the Crushers against the Doc Stewart's pitching staff. Cade Johnson gave up just a single hit in his one game that he pitched, a complete game victory. As for the Humboldt Eagles, they are coming in after going 2-3 in the Coach K Classic down in Medford this last week. Down there on Thursday, they lost against the Salem Whitnell Dodgers 5-4. On Friday, they lost 8-7 against Medford. They reeled off a couple of wins on Saturday against Klamath Falls and Grants Pass, 12-0 and 11-3 against 12-0 against Grants Pass, 11-3 against Klamath Falls, but then fell against Fairfield 9-7 on Sunday to wrap up that tournament. The Humboldt Eagles coming in at 13-7-1 out of California, making their Oregon swing on the schedule. They'll be heading up to Eugene for a tournament getting started on Thursday for the Eagles. They'll play through the weekend, and then they will be heading home where they will really start ramping up things for them with a tournament there at home coming up next week, it sounds like, for the Eagles. A fun rivalry that we've gotten a chance to see throughout the years between these two teams. The Humboldt Eagles out of Northern California usually do take a trip north, so does Fairfield. Those two programs usually getting a chance to come through here at Champion Car Wash Field, formerly known as Legion Field, for any of the maybe older Humboldt Eagles fans that have seen this matchup in the past. This is the same facility as what used to be called Legion Field. Got the corporate sponsorship to help put in the artificial turf playing surface here at Bill Gray Legion Stadium. Fantastic field and an early morning, so temperatures are feeling pretty comfortable. It's going to be a nice day for some baseball here in the Umpqua Basin. So we get ready for Doc Stewart's American Legion Baseball coming up for you here in just a few moments. We'll have a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups here in just a few as we count down towards first pitch. And we will also get you an opportunity to find out a little bit more about these two teams coming up throughout this broadcast here today. For the Doc Stewarts, this is their final home game before they spend the tail end of this week in Corvallis. The Doc Stewarts will be playing once again in the Mickey Riley Star Spangled Tournament. It's been a few years since they've been up there for that tournament, but the Docs will be up there starting on Thursday at 1 o'clock. They've got a couple of 4 o'clock games on Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday we'll see where we end up in the standings and in the schedule based off of how the Docs play over Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we'll be looking forward to that. Docs will be headed up that way. Going to be a good team bonding type of moment for the group, and always a fun time to head up there to Corvallis and Hanson Stadium at Taylor Field. All right, we'll take our final 2-minute break here at the pregame show. We'll come back after the national anthem with a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Beautiful rendition of our national anthem before today's ball game. Before we get going, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on The Score. The Doc Stewarts taking on the Humboldt Eagles here this morning. A doubleheader for us, an early start time as well. Looking forward to getting this one underway. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the visiting team, the Humboldt Eagles. Cooper's Pest Control, when you're looking to build the best defensive lineup for your home, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Give them a call at 673-0363. For the Humboldt Eagles, leading things off is Rogan Bodie. The shortstop will lead things off. Willie Baumlin, the left fielder, will bat second, followed by Cody Collins at second base, hitting third. Caden Lee at first base will bat in the cleanup position. The DH, Will Mager, is batting fifth and hitting for starting pitcher Cole Ayala. The third baseman, Ethan Thomas, bats sixth, followed by catcher Chase Coleman, hitting seventh. Batting eighth and playing in right field is Matt Letter. And starting in center field, rounding out the 9 in the lineup, is Daniel Osborne. That's a look at today's starting lineup for the visiting Humboldt Eagles. For the Doc Stewarts on the mound will be Evan Corbin, the right-hander out of Roseburg High School, committed to go to Umpqua Community College coming up next year. Corbin comes in 16 and 2/3 innings worked. He's making his third start of the season. For Corbin, he has currently a 2-0 win-loss record, a 3.78 ERA. He has dropped that after he pitched the 5 scoreless innings against the Canyon Crushers back on Friday. So he's got that 3.78 ERA right now, 12 strikeouts, 3 walks on the summer for Corbin. He's got a 1-1 count here against Rogan Bodie, who swings through for strike 2 as we get things underway here in today's ball game. Game 1 underway. In the dirt on the 1-2 pitch for Corbin, who is a notoriously fast worker. Loves to keep the pace of the game moving, especially in between innings. He doesn't waste a lot of time with his warm-up pitches. Gets a swing and a miss for strike 3 for the first punch out of the ball game. Rogan Bodie will go down swinging. That is your first Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout of the game for the Doc Stewart's pitching staff. 1 away as we get things started here this morning. Up to bat, a lefty will knock one foul. This is Willie Baumlin, the left fielder, batting from the left side of the plate. Knocked that one back into the catcher, Knox Hubbard behind the plate for strike 1. Corbin's 0-1 pitch. That ball lined over shortstop Brooks Avery into shallow center field. And Baumlin didn't really go too hard after that pitch. Just got the barrel out there, flared it over the left side at short and into center field for the leadoff single, or the first single, I should say, of the game for the Eagles. That'll bring up Cody Collins, the second baseman, will bat with 1 out and 1 on. First pitch, just a little high for Corbin to start things off here against Cody Collins. We'll take a look at the Doc Stewart's defense here in the first inning. A 1-0 pitch. That ball fouled away by Collins. He's got the 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike, 1 away, and 1 on in the top of the first inning. Doc Stewart's and the Humboldt Eagles. Ground ball to shortstop Brooks Avery. Flip it to Cade Johnson. Relay over to first to Evan Martin, and it's a 6-4-3 double play off the bat of Cody Collins to finish things off here in the first. Well, that went quickly there, so we will get the Doc's defense coming up in the second inning. But the Humboldt Eagles get 1 on, can't do anything with it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Scoreless after a half. We go to the bottom of the first. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball, streaming online at 541radio.com and on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field for the bottom of the first, let's take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for head coach Eric Savage and the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Leading things off is Brooks Avery, the shortstop, followed by Cade Johnson, the second baseman, and Carson Dunn, the center fielder, will bat third. In the cleanup spot is Evan Martin, the first baseman for the Doc Stewarts. Batting fifth, playing at third base, Daniel Withers. Catching and hitting sixth is Knox Hubbard. Batting seventh and starting in left field, Sebastian Watson. Drew Camp in right field will bat eighth. And then rounding out the starting nine will be the DH, Cole Collins. The DH being utilized for starting pitcher, Evan Corbin. That's, again, your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. Your locally owned Bug Assassins. Give them a call at 673-0363. First pitch swinging for Brooks Avery, fouled away on the first offering of the day from Cole Ayala, a right-hander out of Montana State Billings. Went to high school at Fortuna, graduated this year. He's heading to Montana State in Billings. A ball in the air for Avery out towards right center. The right fielder, diving attempt. He can't come up with it. Avery's going to round and head in for second. Out in right field, Matt Letter. Right field can be an adventure sometimes out there. And Matt Letter, I think that ball kept slicing his direction. Didn't think initially it was going to make it to him. And he tried to make the late adjustment, slid feet first to try and get underneath that ball, but it drops in. And so the Doc Stewarts will have a man at second base to start things off here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Cade Johnson, the starting second baseman. Ayala delivers high and inside for ball one. That'll go down as an error in right field for Matt Letter. And it gives the Docs a runner in scoring position. Ball goes past the head of Cade Johnson, and up to third base will go Brooks Avery as the catcher Chase Coleman retrieves the baseball back at the backstop. So now an error for Brooks Avery on a ball to right field. And then a wild pitch, and he's suddenly 90 feet from home. And the Docs are close to taking an early lead as another ball misses high and inside. Cade Johnson is basically ducked out of the way of every pitch so far from Cole Ayala. Ayala will try to stay in the zone here, and he does not. He'll issue a walk to Cade Johnson. And they've got runners on the corners so far to start things off here in the first inning for the Doc Stewarts. It'll bring up Carson Dunn, a big RBI opportunity for him here with nobody out and runners on the corners. First pitch high and inside for Dunn, and right now Ayala has struggled to find the zone. He has now thrown 5 straight that have missed. Brooks Avery swung at the first 2 pitches he saw, and since then it's been all pitches outside the zone. There's one that will catch the strike zone. A 1-1 count. Doc's looking to try and take the early lead here against this Humboldt team. Always a quality squad out of California. 13-7-1 right now for the Eagles. Ball fouled back on the 1-1 for Dunn. Behind the plate, Chase Coleman catching for the Eagles. The battery mate for Ayala. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Grounded left side. Going to drive in a run. They'll throw to second for 1. No relay to first. So the Eagles will get 1 out. The Doc Stewarts will get 1 run. They trade the out for the run. Docs take a 1-0 lead. A fielder's choice RBI for Carson Dunn.
Now batting number 16, Evan
So
Martin.
the Doc Stewarts take the early lead. Rogan Bodie making that play to Cody Collins at second base to put out Cade Johnson. Runner going, throw down to second, not in time. In safely will go Carson Dunn as he steals second. A swing and a miss for strike one to Evan Martin. So a man in scoring position again for the Doc Stewarts. Ayala. 0-1 pitch to Martin. Martin fouls out one back. Just one out, 1 run in so far. Here in the bottom of the first. Out at second base, Carson Dunn, the team leader in stolen bases, just picked up his 13th stolen base of the season. The 0-2 pitch to Martin is pulled foul, third base side. Looking around the diamond, Caden Lee at first for the Eagles. Cody Collins at second. On the left side of the infield, Ethan Thomas at third and Rogan Bodie at short. In the outfield from left to right, Willie Baumlin, Daniel Osborne, and Matt Letter. Starters defensively for the Eagles. The 0-2 pitch. That one fouled away into the netting for Martin as he stays alive against Cole Ayala. The Eagles wearing the red tops here today, the blue numbers on the back outlined in white. The caps are the two-tone, blue for the dome, red for the bill. The white trousers today for the Eagles. The 0-2 pitch is low. Runner going and in safely at third will go Carson Dunn. He'll steal third base on a ball that I think he was stealing no matter what, but he picked a good one as that ball was in the turf. And so behind the plate, Chase Coleman did everything he could to try and scoop that up quickly. He'll take out low. He scoops it from outside, low. 2-2 count now for Evan Martin. Here in the bottom of the first, already a 1-0 lead, just one out, and a man at third base for the Doc Stewarts. There is strike three on a breaking ball for Evan Martin. Watches it go by. Low outside corner, tough pitch there to deal with for Martin. There's two away.
Number 22, Dan Withers.
It'll be up to Daniel Withers now to try and drive in Carson Dunn from third. Dunn had the RBI on a fielder's choice. All RBIs are brought to you by BTB Moving. First pitch outside for ball one to Withers. BTB Moving provides the labor services for your moving needs. They're veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. Senior and veteran discounts are available. You can book now at 541-315-0122, or you can find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. 2-0 count for Daniel Withers. Bottom of the first, 1-0 lead for the Docs. Low and outside again, and Ayala has corrected here, but overcorrected a bit against Cade Johnson earlier in this inning. Everything was high and inside to the righty. Now against the right-handed hitting Daniel Withers, everything's been low and outside. The 3-0 pitch does catch the strike zone at the knees on the inside half. Three balls, one strike, and there is ball four. Second walk of the frame for Cole Ayala. Runners on the corners again with two outs, though, this time.
Now batting catcher, number 4, Knox Hubbard.
Knox Hubbard will bat for the Doc Stewarts with two away here in the bottom of the first. Knox, a left-handed hitter. Look to try and see if he can bring in a run. Takes outside on the first pitch from Ayala. Today's ball game is brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. 1-1 count, called strike to Knox Hubbard. Bottom of the first here. Knox will take inside. Boy, behind the plate, Chase Coleman wanted to try and find a way to get that strike two call. Didn't get any love from the man in red behind the plate. Not the umpires in blue today. Knox will take outside this time. And the count goes to 3-1. Already 2 walks here in the first inning for Cole Ayala. He's trying to get through things. He's got 2 outs. Runners on the corners. The 3-1 pitch called for strike 2. And Knox Hubbard finds himself with a full count. At first base, Withers will be moving on the pitch. Hubbard with an RBI opportunity. Swings and misses. Got a little crossed up on that one, and he goes down with the strikeout. Humboldt will get out of things here in the first, but the Doc Stewarts do take a lead. Second strikeout of the frame for Cole Ayala. Doc Stewart's 1 run on no hits. There was 1 error and 2 men left on base. We will head to the top of the second inning. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1498.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Doc Stewart's Baseball here on the Score this morning is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Start of the second inning, it'll be Caden Lee to lead things off, the first baseman for the Eagles. They trail 1-0 after the Docs scored an unearned run in the first. First pitch from Evan Corbin in for strike 1. As we are underway, Corbin's 0-1 pitch swung on and missed, and quickly down 0-2. In the at-bat is Caden Lee. The 0-2 pitch fouled away as Lee will stay alive. Looking around the diamond, Knox Hubbard back behind the plate for the Docs today. At first base, Evan Martin, Cade Johnson at second. Get you the rest in a moment. The 0-2 pitch fouled. On the left side of the diamond, Daniel Withers at third, Brooks Avery at short. In the outfield from left to right, Sebastian Watson, Carson Dunn, and Drew Camp. The 0-2 pitch again bounces in for Corbin, a 1-2 count. In the first inning, the Eagles did get a single by Willie Baumlin, but a double play got the Doc Stewarts out of things with only 3 hitters to the plate. So the 4-hitter at the dish right now for the Eagles. He takes in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2 count. That one bouncing off the plate there for Corbin. Evan Corbin making just his 3rd start of the summer. Gets a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down swinging goes Caden Lee. Second strikeout in the game for Evan Corbin. All strikeouts brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. For Corbin, 16 innings, and now I guess he's up to 17 and make that 18 innings total. The first pitch fouled away for strike 1 to Will Mager. With 1 out here in the second, Evans up to 18 innings total, and he's got 14 strikeouts on the season. So continues to be a big-time strikeout pitcher. That's what he did during the spring season with the Roseburg Indians. As a breaking ball, he slowed that one down big time, had Mager out in front of it. The DH chips at it and stays at the plate with an 0-2 count as he fouled that one away. The 0-2 delivery swung on and missed. And a throw down to first base by Knox Hubbard. Appeared to be unnecessary, but he does it anyways. And there is back-to-back strikeouts for Evan Corbin here in the second. That'll bring up Ethan Thomas, the starting third baseman for the Eagles. Thomas out of Del Norte High School. Strike one on the first pitch. Pretty much most of this roster, class of 2023, it looks like, for the Eagles. It's an 0-1 pitch, just a bit high. Let's see. Daniel Osborne, who's at the bottom of the lineup card, class of 2022. A couple of 2022 guys. It's a big swing and a miss on the 1-1 pitch. And Ethan Thomas finds himself with a 1-2 count. And two away, nobody on here in the top of the second inning. Evan Corbin on the 1-2 delivery. That ball fouled off the face mask for Knox Hubbard back behind the plate. Thomas, it says here, is heading to Butte College. JUCO program down there. The 1-2 pitch popped up in the air. Could be playable first base side. Racing over Hubbard and Martin. Neither will get there in time. So that ball ends up just on the other side of the fence and then bounces back into the field of play. Stays a 1-2 count for Ethan Thomas. Most of these guys on the roster either were in college last year or are headed off to a college program. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike three. And Evan Corbin will come in here in the second and strike out this side. He's got 4 punch-outs in the game so far. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for Humboldt. They trail 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Doc Stewart's Baseball is brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. Fisher's Hearth and Home. Leading things off for the Doc Stewarts, Sebastian Watson, the left fielder, will have his first at-bat of the day against Cole Ayala. He gets a strike on the outside corner to get things started here in the second. 0-1 count. Watson will take a breaking ball low and outside, 1-1. Doc Stewart's wearing the blue tops here today with Roseburg across the chest in orange numbers on the back. They've got the cream-colored trousers with the stripe down the side. Everybody has the blue stirrup socks up to the knees on the program. Pitch high and inside, 2-1 count for Watson. Takes high, and he's ahead 3 balls and a strike. It's been a busy schedule for the Humboldt Eagles, playing in that tournament over the weekend down in Medford. So got in 5 games in a few days. And then they did have yesterday off. They get tomorrow off, and then they are up in Eugene for that tournament, which gets started on Thursday. So it's a busy stretch, but they're looking to make the most of a road trip through Oregon. So obviously trying to get a lot of games in. Don't want to go on a road trip just for the sake of going on a road trip. Third walk issued by Ayala in the game as Sebastian Watson will get on to lead things off. First pitch high and away to Drew Camp. Behind the plate, Chase Coleman up looking to try and throw to first, but hangs on to the baseball as Coleman out there, as Watson out at first base. Aggressive out there. He's going to take off running, squaring to bunt. Camp pulled it back, throw down to second. Oh, and then off the bag at second base, Sebastian Watson called out at second. And we are going to get a protest here for a moment from Coach Eric Savage. Watson slid in, initially called safe, but then as the play continued, he kind of slid past the bag, tag applied, and the call changed to out as the play continued. And Coach Savage is out there to clarify the call. I believe that's Dan Bachmeyer on the bases and Austin Stone back behind the plate calling balls and strikes. The call will stand, so there's one away. I believe it's a 2-0 count at the plate for Drew Camp, but after a leadoff walk to Sebastian Watson, tries to steal second. He had it, and then he overslid the bag. One away, 3-0 count now for Camp with nobody on. So now I'm wondering, because I was just writing that down in my scorebook, does that go down as a stolen base because he got in safely but then overslid? It's a 3-0 pitch in for a strike to Camp. Does he get credit for the stolen base, and then is he picked off at second? Is it just caught stealing? Probably just caught stealing, I guess. Strike two taken by Camp, and he'll have himself a full count with nobody on. I'm probably overthinking that. 3-2 pitch, ball four. Camp will work his way on, and the Docs will have a man on base again with one out.
Now batting,
back-to-back walks to start things off here in the second inning for Cole Ayala. He's now issued 4 walks total. Brings up Cole Collins, the 9-hitter. First pitch swung on and fouled away. Cole Collins batting out of the 9 spot, the DH for Evan Corbin. Squares to bunt. He'll spin out of the way of that one. Had his dancing shoes on just a bit there, shuffling the feet in the right-handed batter's box. But Collins, he made the adjustment quickly. At first, he kind of was diving out of the way. Then he settled his feet, stayed in, and spun out of the way. And that one, he was not able to spin out of the way. That ball gets him, and Cole Collins will head down to first after getting hit by a pitch. So that'll put a man on, and out of the dugout comes the coach, Matt Tomlin, for this Humboldt program. And that might be an opportunity to clarify that on whether or not Collins might have kind of gotten his swing started, whether or not he stepped into that pitch. And now out to the mound, Tomlin going to go out there to have a conversation with Cole Ayala, who has walked 4 and now has hit 1. Doc Stewart still without a hit in this ball game. They do lead it 1-0. So Cole Collins gets on to first. Drew Camp up to second. 2 runners on with 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning, and the Doc Stewarts will have the top of their order coming up with Brooks Avery at the plate next. Docs Baseball today brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Pretty quick visit out to the mound there for Coach Tomlin. Doc Stewarts Baseball streaming with video online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. It's presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. For Docs fans or Legion baseball fans in general, you can follow Docs baseball throughout the summer by hitting the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Then you can get notifications or have it right there on YouTube when you log in. You'll be able to check out our stream of events for Doc Stewart's baseball throughout this summer. And we also carry Roseburg High Sports through the high school season coming up in the fall of 2023. And when we get chances, sometimes add in some other schools around the region as well. First pitch to Brooks Avery. He lays down a bunt. It goes back to the mound. Throw to first will not be in time. Cole Ayala initially looked to third. That ball carried enough, and his momentum took him third base side. He thought about it, but Drew Camp speeds to third base. And Ayala did what he probably needed to do from the get-go, turned and tried to throw to first, made a good throw to first base, but it wasn't in time as Avery, quick out of the box, able to get an infield single on the bunt, and that loads him up. Still just one out for the Doc Stewarts as Cade Johnson will stand in. He swings and misses at a breaking ball for strike one. So the Doc Stewarts with the bases loaded, an opportunity to try and break this one open. With that bunt single, Brooks Avery now has the first hit of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts. Every first hit is brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure you don't swing and miss with your next summer project. Make it a hit. Head to MSK True Value and Building Supply, located in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. 1-1 count for Johnson. Ayala delivers that ball in the air, but it's going to go foul. Out of the stadium for strike two. Cade Johnson, last year one of the top hitters on the team for the Doc Stewarts. Right now looking to try and work the average up as he broke off the rust a little bit after a season away from the game. Hitting .243 coming into today's doubleheader. The 1-2 pitch is low. Johnson reached on a walk in the first inning. Has now walked 8 times on the year. It's got 9 RBI, looking for number 10 here with the bases loaded and one away. Cade Johnson waits on the pitch for Cole Ayala. Drew Camp, the lead runner at third, on the bases loaded. 2-2 bounces away. Camp's going to break for home, and he will score. Up to third base goes Cole Collins. Brooks Avery to second. The Doc Stewarts lead it 2-0. And still just one hit. Docs almost was going to say they haven't had a hit in this game. And if Eagles were able to execute on that sacrifice bunt attempt, there may still be no hits in this game for the Doc Stewarts. But they do have the one. They've got 2 runs across so far. And Cade Johnson at the plate fouled off the strike 2 pitch to stay alive. Johnson now with Cole Collins at third and Brooks Avery at second, all advancing on the wild pitch. Swings through on the 2-2. A strikeout. Ayala picks up his third strikeout in the ball game. And there's 2 away for Carson Dunn. Dunn reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Takes high. Carson Dunn hitting just north of 300, 302, coming into today's doubleheader. Gets underneath one out towards center field. This ball given a ride, long run, and a bit of an adventure, twisting and turning, but Daniel Osborne gets underneath it for the final out. So the Doc Stewarts will add another run here in the second as they send 6 hitters to the plate. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and you had 2 runners left on base. We go to the top of the third. It is a 2-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Top of the third inning, Doc Stewart's baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 2-0 lead for Evan Corbin to work with. He will face the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Misses low and outside as the count goes to 2-0 against the catcher, Chase Coleman, who will stand in to lead things off for the Eagles. Coleman will foul one down the third base side. Chase Coleman, the catcher, out of Arcata, class of 2023, heading to Mission College. Stands back in. The 2-1 pitch in the air to center, drifting back straight away out there to Carson Dunn for the first out. And that is
now batting right fielder, Matt Letter.
Now 6 straight batters retired. Yeah. Or I guess 6 straight outs, you could say. Not 6 straight batters, because one of the part of that was a double play back in the first inning. The 8-hitter Matt Letter will bat. The right fielder fouls off the first pitch. Bottom of the order here. Evan Corbin allowed a base hit in the first. We got help from the defense with a double play. Since then, he has been rocking and rolling against the Eagles here today. Gets another foul ball out of Matt Letter, and it's quickly an 0-2 count with 1 out and nobody on here as we start the third. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes. Not even noon yet. Kind of just timing a little different here today with being an early start time. That ball popped in the air right side. Looks playable out there for Drew Camp as he drifts towards the foul line. That one about midway deep out in right field. Underneath it, Drew Camp makes the catch. And there's 2 down on a couple of fly ball outs for the 7 and 8 hitters. The 9-hitter Daniel Osborne will stand in. Osborne out of Lassen College this year, after graduating from Fortuna back in 2022. First pitch, strike 1. The 0-1 pitch fouled away by Osborne. Oh, 0-2 pitch for Daniel Osborne. Ground ball left side, one hopper to Daniel Withers, and it's across the diamond to Evan Martin for the final out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Evan Corbin. He makes it look routine. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-0. Doc Stewart's in front of the Humboldt Eagles on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Leading off of the box, number 16, Evan Martin.
Evan Martin was at first base for the final out there in the top of the third. He'll lead things off for the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the third. Swings and fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Martin 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking his first time up. Martin, Withers, and Hubbard due up here in the third inning for the Docs against Cole Ayala on the mound for the Humboldt Eagles. Ayala bounces one in, a 1-1 count for Evan Martin. The wind and fire, ground ball left side. At shortstop, Bodie throw to first. One hop in and a nice long toss and a long hop. Caden Lee handles it cleanly at first base. And there's one away. Long hop there, much more preferable to the short hop at first base, where the first baseman has to try and scoop it real quick. That long hop is, especially with turf field, seems like it's become a bit of a weapon for defenders. There's a pitch high for Daniel Withers. You get such a true bounce off the field and a little extra spring in it off these springy turf fields that if you get the kind of angle right, you can use the turf to your advantage to make the throw across the diamond and just one hop it off, and it's easy enough for a first baseman to be able to play it. And you don't always have to try and get it there all the way in the air if you got to make a long throw or a quick throw. The 1-1 pitch, Withers takes a breaking ball low and inside. 2 balls and a strike for Daniel Withers, who drew a walk back in the first inning. Cole Ayala has issued 4 walks in the game so far and hit 1 batter. Is 2-1. Grounded, third base side, just foul for Withers. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ayala looking for the second out here in the third inning. He'll miss just a bit high. And the count will go full. Hmm. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3, got him on the outside corner. Withers thought that pitch came in outside. He ends up taking on the corner for the strike 3. That is the 4th strikeout in the game for Cole Ayala. And it'll bring up Knox Hubbard to bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Docs have been able to take advantage of an error and some walks to be able to take a 2-0 lead, but right now they haven't been able to solve Cole Ayala as a strike on the outside corner. We'll make it a 0-1 count. Ayala has been somewhat efficiently erratic, I guess you could say, on the mound as a 1-1 count for Knox Hubbard. He hasn't just been pumping in strikes and hitting the zone and peppering the zone. It's been a little wild at times, but he's been in the zone enough that he's been able to get the strikeouts as he misses low. 2 balls and a strike. Effectively wild, I think they call that sometimes. And it's been working for him so far. Docs would like to see the bats get going as a pitch high and away, 3-1 counts. But if a guy is struggling to find the zone consistently, a lot of times you go up there looking to be selective on what you try chasing because you don't want to give him extra strikes. But then if he starts hitting the zone like he did there, it's kind of hard to figure out which pitches you want to be going after. 3-2 pitch for Knox Hubbard. Hubbard struck out swinging back in the first. Takes high and away. And the streak will continue. Cole Ayala has issued at least one walk in every inning so far. That's his 5th in the ballgame. Man on at first base. They bring in the courtesy runner. That's going to be Jalen Riddle. And up to bat will be Sebastian Watson.
Catcher, number 6, Jalen Riddle. Now batting, number 2,
Sebastian Watson. Left fielder, he walked and then was caught stealing. He'll get around on a pitch, belts it to left field, charging in, making the catch as he leans forward at the shoe tops. There for the grab is Willie Baumlin to retire this side. Got to it just in time. Seemed like a pretty nice line drive hit to left field for Sebastian Watson, but didn't quite get the projection level right where he wanted it to be. Hung up in the air just long enough. That'll do it for the 3rd inning. Doc Stewart's off the board. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. It's 2-0 going to the top of the 4th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Swing and a miss as we start things off here in the 4th inning. Top of the order, Rogan Bodie up for a second time. Fouls off the 0-1 pitch from Evan Corbin. 2-0 ball game right now. Doc Stewart's in front of the visiting Humboldt Eagles. Joey Kieran here with you at Champion Car Wash Field. Ball slapped in the air, right side, down the line, foul. Evan Martin trying to get there. Loses his hat in the process. As that ball falls, it'll stay an 0-2 count for Rogan Bodie. Today's game brought to you by Dr. Lance and Randall Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or call them at 541-378-6694. Bodie struck out his first time up. He's got an 0-2 count against Evan Corbin. Out of his windup, Corbin delivers, and that ball is laced foul down the third base side. Bodie will step out as they wait for that foul ball to be retrieved. (0-2) count. Almost chased on the breaking ball outside. They want to appeal down to first. No, he did not go around. So it's a 1-2 count for the leadoff man, Rogan Bodie. Second time through the lineup here for the Eagles. And that pitch is going to bean Rogan Bodie. And that's unfortunate there for Evan Corbin.
Willie Baumlin.
Had him on the 0-2 count. Almost got him to check swing for strike 3 on a pitch outside the zone. When he tried to come back in high and inside, and Corbin lost the direction of that one, and it ends up on the front shoulder of Rogan Bodie. A bunt, third base side foul for Willie Baumlin for strike 1. Baumlin has the only hit in the game so far for the Eagles. The lefty slapped one, a line drive just over shortstop. He stands in, batting in the left-handed box. He takes high for a 1-1 count. The 1-1 pitch for Corbin. Squared to bunt again, but that one again goes foul. And Back to the plate for Baumlin with 2 strikes against him now. Man on at first with nobody out. That ball is opposite field. Foul. Watson chasing, but it'll go just past the bullpen on the Doc Stewart side of the field. Doc's on the third base side, and the Eagles on the first base side as the visiting team as our bat boy runs out some fresh baseballs there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Baumlin at the plate. First base runner on for the Eagles since the first inning when Baumlin got on with a single. He swings through for strike 3. Back to first base goes Bodie.
Now batting number 10.
1 away on the strikeout. 5th in the game for Evan Corbin. And it'll be Cody Collins to stand in. Docs would love to see another double play out of Collins here to finish things off in the 4th. Runner going as the ball is fouled away. Collins trying to start the hit and run with Bodie at first. Waiting on deck is Caden Lee, who is very familiar with this ballpark. The 0-1 pitch, strike 2, excuse me. Again, the 0-2 pitch here for Corbin. Bounces in front of the plate. Couldn't get the hitter to chase the breaking ball that dove right in front of home. So a 1-2 count for the 3-hitter, Cody Collins. At first base, Rogan Bodie. Runner going again. That ball slapped right side. It gets in, a base hit. Up to third will go Bodie as Camp sends it back in. They will hold him at third. And that is a 1-out single to right field. The hit and run on. And it works in favor of the Eagles as they get runners on the corners. Cody Collins will be on at first. 2nd hit of the game for the Eagles. On at third is Bodie. And it'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Caden Lee. With just 1 out, a chance here for the Eagles to try and get on the board and cut the deficit in half. Caden Lee, mentioned familiar with this ballpark, and he is facing a future teammate of his. Was last year at Umpqua Community College, played in 16 games for the Riverhawks. Sorry, make that 19 games for the Riverhawks, and hit .245. Pitch got by Knox Hubbard just a bit, but not enough. 2-0 count. With Caden Lee having connections here in the area, he was able to get the Eagles an opportunity to work out at the Hawks Nest yesterday. That is the home of the local community college, the Umpqua Riverhawks. Caden Lee for the Riverhawks had 8 RBI with his .245 batting average. 13 strikeouts, 5 walks in his first season with the Riverhawks. So he's got an opportunity to kind of build off of what he did during the spring season with Umpqua Community College here in Roseburg, as he's batting here with the Humboldt Eagles with runners on the corners and 1 away. Corbin on the mound after a visit from Knox Hubbard, gets a swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike for Caden Lee, the first baseman. Corbin will miss in the dirt again. Hubbard able to knock it down with the chest protector, keep it in front of him. Still just 1 out here in the 4th inning. The Eagles threatening to try and get on the board. A chopper first base side. The only play is going to be to first. They get it there in time. Evan Martin to Evan Corbin. as they will get Caden Lee for the second out, but Lee will pick up an RBI. And on the board are the Humboldt Eagles. Can't count them out. They had struggled the first time through the lineup card against Evan Corbin, but are finally starting to see some positive momentum here in the fourth. Will Mager will bat. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. Out at second base, Cody Collins with 2 away. Advancing on the ground out by Caden Lee. Scoring was Rogan Bodie. The 1-0 delivery from Corbin. Swung on and missed. And it's a 1-1 count. Just 2 hits in the game for the Eagles so far. Doc Stewart's with just 1 hit. It's been a bit of a pitcher's battle so far. Low scoring affair. The 1-1 low and outside. Will Mager, the DH, heading to Shasta College out of Arcata High School. Takes low, and he's got himself a 3-1 count. On the mound, Evan Corbin dominated the first 3 innings. This 4th inning led off with a hit batter. The throw in, ground ball goes through the shortstop side as Avery was covering at second. The throw cut off, throw to the plate, not in time. We got a tie ball game on the single by Will Mager. Out at second base, Brooks Avery was at second base, the shortstop. He was there for the pickoff move. And Corbin delivered to the plate, and Mager just drove that one right through the gap at short with Avery at second base. It was wide open, and that allowed that ball to just roll right through the left side, no problem. Easily scoring from second base was Cody Collins, and we are squared away at 2-all here in the fourth. Brief visit out to the mound for Knox Hubbard. Also a meeting there with Brooks Avery. Ethan Thomas will stand in. First pitch swinging. He flies one to right field. Looks like it could do it. Underneath it, Drew Camp makes the catch to retire the side. A productive 4th inning for the Humboldt Eagles. They get 2 runs across to tie the game up on 2 hits, no Doc's errors, and 1 man left on base. It's 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Doc Stewart's baseball here on the Score. It's Drew Camp to lead things off for the Docs. The lefty will take high and away is Cole Ayala on the mound for the Eagles. Now with new life as his offense has helped him out. Scoring twice in the top of the 4th inning to get back in this one. A ball lifted to shallow center field. Long run. Able to get underneath it. Daniel Osborne will hang on for the catch. As that ball to center field,
hitter number 9, Cole Collins.
Nearly out of the reach of Osborne, but he was able to run underneath it. And kind of ended up leaning so far forward, ended up having to go to the turf to make the catch, or complete the catch, I should say. He had the catch before he went down. First pitch high with 1 out. Cole Collins at the plate. Cole got hit by a pitch, was stranded at third his first time up, takes outside. Today's ball game brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or give him a call at 541-378-6694. 2-0 pitch to Collins, pops straight up in the air. Towering fly ball out to short, shallow left field. It will be the shortstop, Rogan Bodie, to get underneath it. Calls off Willie Baumlin from left field. And there's two down. Docs with just one hit in the ball game. That was Brooks Avery back in the second inning. A bunt single for him. Tried to lay down a sac bunt with runners at first and second. Ended up getting on safely. That was the first hit of the game for the Docs in the second inning. Every first hit is brought to you by MSK True Value. That pitch goes behind the batter for ball one. Make sure that your summer projects are a hit. Visit MSK True Value and Building Supply, located in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. I know if you're like me, you've got plenty of summer projects you're trying to work on throughout these summer months when the weather's nice. Got a big project right now is trying to clean out the garage a little bit. 2-0 delivery. That one's high and inside for a 3-0 count. It's always a chore, almost meant that literally there, of trying to figure out your scheduling, work, some free time and some fun, plus trying to get these chores done while the weather's nice. It's always a balancing act to get it all done and
now batting second baseman,
make the most of all the time we get during this nice weather in this portion of the year. A 4-pitch walk issued to Brooks Avery. He's on base for a third time in the ballgame. Avery with a single, reached on an error, and now a walk. That is the 6th walk for Cole Ayala. But he has gotten his team back to a 2-2 ball game as the first pitch, strike one to Cade Johnson. Ayala has walked 6 and hit one batter, but he's only given up the one hit, so he's been able to pitch around the issues. Is Brooks Avery will take second as a pitch inside, a 1-1 count for Cade Johnson, as Brooks Avery, who is second on the team in stolen bases, swipes second and gets himself into scoring position. Doc's trying to regain the lead with a 2-out rally here in the 4th. The 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Johnson. Cade walked in the first, struck out in the second. Up for a third time here in the 4th inning. 2 away. Brooks Avery with good speed out at second base. At the plate, Cade Johnson. The 1-2. Fouled away. Stays alive. A ball and 2 strikes. With 2 outs and a man in scoring position, Cole Ayala trying to close the door here in the 4th inning. Another foul ball out of Cade Johnson. Let's go ahead and pause real quick for station identification. This is Doc's Baseball on The Score. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, chasing high in the zone. Cade Johnson goes down for his second strikeout. That's the 5th strikeout in the game for Cole Ayala. And he will get the Eagles through the 4th inning. He's thrown back-to-back shutout frames, and he leaves a man stranded at second. No runs, no hits, no errors. The one man left on. 2-2 ball game going to the top of the 5th inning on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
2-2 ball game here as we start the top of the fifth inning. Doc Stewart's Baseball on the Score is brought to you by Flyway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg, or give them a call at 672-5701. Evan Corbin on the mound, still working for the Docs. Misses low and outside. Ball one against the leadoff man for the Eagles, Chase Coleman. He'll take high and inside for a 2-0 count. Docs do have activity in their bullpen here in the fifth inning. Got Logan Anderson out there throwing. 2-0 pitch ends up low and inside for Corbin. And the Docs pitcher falls behind 3 balls, no strikes to Chase Coleman, who will take a strike on the inside corner. Chase Coleman flew out to center field to lead things off in the third inning. Bats to lead here in the fifth. Gets underneath one. That ball is well out of play. And he's got himself a full count. So a 3-2 count. Corbin has worked his way back in after falling behind 3-0 against Coleman. Out of his windup. Ground ball right side. Rolls to Cade Johnson. Easy toss over to first to Evan Martin. And that'll retire the first out here in the fifth inning. That fourth inning where Humboldt rallied to tie the game up all started off with a 2-strike hit by pitch for Rogan Bodie. And after that, a strikeout got Corbin back into it, but he gave up a single to the right side. And that's when the pressure kind of started to mount for the Eagles. They were putting the pressure on Evan Corbin, and they manufactured a couple of runs to tie this one up. Breaking ball ends up low for ball one to Matt Letter, who flew out to right field. 0 for 1 today. He'll take right down the middle for a strike. The Doc Stewarts coming off of an 11-9 win over the Docs alumni team on Saturday. Boy, that was a lot of fun. It's a swing and a miss, strike 2. We put that game on the radio and on our video stream. It was a lot of fun to get a chance to learn a little bit more about some of the old-timers that I didn't get a chance to cover as the broadcaster of the team, and then get a chance to see some of the guys that I have covered. It's a swing and a miss on strike 2, or actually for strike 3, I should say. The 2-strike pitch, Matt Letter goes chasing on the sweeping breaking ball from Evan Corbin. And Corbin will pick up his 6th strikeout of the game. And he's gotten the first 2 outs, looking to make it a 1-2-3 inning as he faces Daniel Osborne in the 9 spot. Scoring to bunt, takes strike 1. It was really cool to see some familiar faces. Got a chance to kind of think of and look up some of the other names that I remembered from my recent past covering the team. Scoring to bunt, that one popped up. Knox Hubbard will make the play behind home for the final out. Knox will get that ball in the glove to finish things off here in the fifth inning. In the top half of the frame, and then we go to the bottom of the half. It's still 2-2. Our score here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Number 3, Carson Dunn.
Carson Dunn is going to lead things off for the Doc Stewarts here in the 5th inning, a 2-2 ball game. He'll take the first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Dunn is 0 for 2 in the game, but does have an RBI on a fielder's choice in the first inning. He stands in to lead things off against Cole Ayala, who has a breaking ball inside. And Ayala has been, as if mentioned before, effectively wild. That pitch looked at first like it was going to plug Carson Dunn right in the backside, but it came back in, almost hit the inside corner. Is 1-1, fastball on the outside corner, called for a strike. A 1-2 count for Carson Dunn. Last time up, flew out to center field. Breaking ball this time sails in. Evens things up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Today's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. And another strikeout here for Ayala. That's his 6th, as he matches the number of strikeouts that Evan Corbin has had. That'll bring up Evan Martin. Martin 0 for 2 in the game. Last time up, grounded out to short. Trying to get something going for the Docs offensively. Puts one in the air to center field. Osborne going back, makes a twisting catch. That ball just kept carrying on him. Not a lot of wind to speak of here early on in the morning. Usually the wind starts picking up as the day goes on. And that ball just kept carrying on Osborne. He was backpedaling slowly, and then at the last minute had to make a twisting stab at the baseball as that ball got all the way out to the warning track. A long out for Evan Martin, 2 away. Brings up Daniel Withers, 0 for 1 in the game with a strikeout looking. Takes a strike at the top of the zone. Doc Stewart's in a tied ball game, 2-2. After scoring 1 in the first and 1 in the second, Docs led 2-0. In the top of the 4th inning, Humboldt would put 2 across against Evan Corbin to even up the score. 1-1 pitch from Ayala, and there's a line drive up the middle for Withers. Daniel Withers will get himself on with the second hit of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts.
Now batting number 4, Knox Hubbard.
So Withers gets his first hit of the day, right back up the box. Daniel Withers had come in today on the season for Withers, batting .231. He's at first base with 2 away. Knox Hubbard will try to get something going for himself and the team. Takes low and outside. Knox has struck out and walked. Knox batting .321 on the year. That is one of the better averages on the team. Jalen Riddle just slightly above him at .333. They've got about the same number of at-bats on the year prior to today's games. A ball and a strike for for Knox Hubbard. Knox coming off of a season at Clackamas Community College. Starting behind the plate, he played at third base during that college season. Takes high, 2 balls and a strike for the Doc Stewart's catcher. Knox playing in 22 games at Clackamas Community College this last spring. He hit 155. He takes outside, 3 balls and a strike. Hit 155 with 6 RBI, 8 walks, 15 strikeouts in his first year of college baseball. 3-1 delivery. Knox pops it up out into the shallow outfield grass. 3 players close in on it. It'll be the center fielder Osborne that makes the grab to finish off the Doc Stewarts here in the 5th. The Docs will leave 1 man stranded on base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The 1 man left on. We're still tied at 2 as we go to the top of the 6th. 7-inning contest, game 1 of a doubleheader here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Still Evan Corbin on the mound for the Doc Stewarts as we start the 6th inning. We have not had a call to the pen. Every pitching change is brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Doc Stewarts Baseball streaming online here this afternoon at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score. The video stream brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Leading things off, top of the order, Rogan Bodie up for a 3rd time. Swings through, didn't get cheated on that one. Big cut to start things off here in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch, missing low. Rogan Bodie hasn't necessarily had much success against Evan Corbin so far. Corbin kind of let him off the hook in the 4th inning. He had 2 strikes against him, and then Bodie ended up taking a pitch on the front shoulder to get him on base, and he eventually came around to score the first run of the game. Gets underneath one here out to right field. Long run for Drew Camp towards the line. In foul territory just off his glove. And that is good there. Bodie was all the way around to second base. He was rounding the bag by the time that ball fell in foul territory. It was just off the glove of Drew Camp out in right field. Had a long run to get to that one. If he hadn't gotten there, it would have been a foul ball, but he almost made a big play on that one. 1-2 pitch for Corbin. Gets him to chop one third base side. That ball is just foul as well. So Bodie has gotten to 2 strikes in every at-bat so far against Evan Corbin. Last time, though, he did find a way on base, getting hit by the pitch, and then eventually scored on the ground out by Caden Lee that drove in the first run of the game for the Eagles, and they would tie it up 1 batter later on a single by Will Mager. 1-2 pitch, leadoff man here in the 6th for the Eagles. Swing and a miss, got him for a 2nd time. 7th strikeout in the game for Evan Corbin.
Now batting, number 27, Willie Baumlin.
1 down, Willie Baumlin will stand in. He is 1 for 2 today. Has 1 of 3 hits in the game for the Eagles. And here comes a visit out to the mound for Coach Eric Savage. It looks like we will get a call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. A round of applause for Evan Corbin, who will head to the dugout. Corbin goes 5 1/3 innings in this one before he will give way to the bullpen. And he will exit with a no decision in this one. The game tied, nobody on base. He can factor into neither the win nor the loss. So Evan Corbin's day done. He will get a no decision in his third start of the year. And the bullpen will take over. I believe it is Logan Anderson. Yep, Logan Anderson will take over on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. We'll tell you more about Logan and about Evan's day at the plate, or excuse me, on the mound when we come back after this quick change. A call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. Back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Top of the sixth inning, a pitching change for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts as Evan Corbin, my guess, probably hit about a pitch count limit that they wanted to keep him to in this matchup. Corbin exits the game. He goes 5 1/3 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Logan Anderson will take over on the mound out of Umpqua Valley Christian, class of 2025. Anderson making his 4th appearance. He's pitched 5 2/3 innings this season, has an 0-1 win-loss record, no saves. He has a ERA that's a little on the high side for him, 14.29 ERA. He misses ball 1 to Willie Baumlin, who bats with nobody on and 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Pitches outside, a 2-0 count. The pitching change brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. If you're considering a change when it comes to your insurance coverage, get in touch with Chris Hubbard. He can help you deal with all of life's curveballs with life insurance coverage fit your budget, plus coverage for your home and auto. That's Chris Hubbard. Give him a call at 541-672-3301. Or you can visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. A strike across, 2 balls, 1 strike for Willie Baumlin. Anderson will miss high and away, and it was a pitch behind, so it's actually 3-1 pitch, and he draws the walk. It'll be Cody Collins that stands in. First walk of the day for the Eagles. Corbin, 7 strikeouts, no walks in his time on the mound. Cody Collins, the 3-hitter, 1 for 2, is grounded into a double play and had a single to right field. Docs would love to see the first of those 2 options in this at-bat as Anderson fires in a first pitch strike 1. Tie ball game, 2-2 here in the top of the 6th inning, game 1 of a doubleheader. The inside pitch will go off of the elbow protector for Cody Collins, and he is hit by the pitch. And the Eagles will have runners at first and second.
Number 33, Caden Lee.
Second hit batter of the game for Humboldt. Runners at first and second with just 1 out, and it's Caden Lee that'll bat. He is 0 for 2 in the game with an RBI, grounded to first base his last time up and drove in a run. He takes high for ball 1. Anderson trying to keep this a 2-2 ball game. and get the Docs through the 6th. A line drive to left field might change it. Sebastian Watson will come up throwing. The throw to the plate, not on target by Withers. And in to score from second comes Baumlin. And the Eagles will rally back after a 2-0 deficit. They take the lead here in the 6th on top 3-2. Second RBI of the game for Caden Lee, his first hit. And there's still runners at first and second, still just one out. And it'll bring up the 5-hitter, Will Mager, who also has an RBI. He's 1 for 2. He fouls off the first pitch he sees, and the runners who were going will both have to return back to the bases they were coming from. Out at second base, Cody Collins. At first base, Caden Lee running behind. Swing and a miss on the 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball. Mager cannot connect. Anderson working quickly. The Eagles trying to put the pressure on the base paths. The 0-2 delivery coming up with 1 away. Ground ball, left side. Avery throws to second for 1. No throw to first. Staying on the bag at third was Collins. So they get Caden Lee at second for the second out. Cody Collins goes to third, and Will Mager reaches on a fielder's choice. Ethan Thomas will stand in. 0 for 2 today. Thomas last time up against Evan Corbin flew out to right field. First time facing off against Logan Anderson. Anderson has given up the lead, but trying to get out of things here and keep it at just a 1-run deficit. Runner from first takes off, trying to draw a throw, will not get one. Mager gets into second base. So now with 2 down, you've got runners at second and third, a 1-0 count for Thomas. He pulls one left side. That ball just hooks into foul territory down the left field line. Evens up the count, 1-1 for Thomas, the third baseman. Thomas from Del Norte. The 1-1 pitch outside. Knox Hubbard with runner at third. Doing everything he can, doing a nice job of staying in front of that pitch, using the chest protector to keep that ball blocked in front of him. The 2-1 from Anderson. Ground ball, third base side, fair ball, long throw by Withers, across to Martin on the bag for the final out. And that will wrap things up here in the top of the 6th. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 3-2, Humboldt in front. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and you had 2 runners left on base. The Eagles have come back to take a 1-run lead here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. The Eagles will make a call to the pin, brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. Visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today or give Chris Hubbard a call at 541-672-3301. Cole Ayala will exit the game after 5 innings. He exits with a 1-run lead as the Eagles score in the top of the 6th. So Ayala has a chance at a win. Caden Vance will come in here in the 6th inning. It would be a save opportunity if he finishes the game. Ayala gives up 2 runs, 1 earned on 2 hits, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Doc Stewart will try to rally back here. They led 2-0 early, but haven't scored since the 2nd. Humboldt got 2 in the 4th to tie it up and take the lead in the top half of this 6th inning. Caden Vance on the mound, out of Eureka High School, undecided on his college options, will fire a first pitch, strike 1. They don't have heights or weights listed, but it is a big body on the mound there for Vance. Gets a breaking ball lifted towards center field. Going to carry enough off the bat of Sebastian Watson to center fielder Daniel Osborne for the first out here in the 6th. 1 away as Drew Camp will stand in. Today's game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. First pitch, a swing and a miss for Drew Camp. Camp is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. The Eagles were all up sitting in the field of play on the front railing of the dugout. They call time to push everybody back into the dugout as Drew Camp tries to bunt his way on. We'll foul that one off for strike 2. So Caden Vance, not sure about what next year will hold for him after high school, but boy, he has got a big body on him. That's an imposing figure on the mound. He misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Camp will stand back in. Docs down to their final 5 outs here in game 1 of this doubleheader. Is a pitch just out off the edge to the lefty. Drew with a 2-2 count. 1 out, nobody on here in the 6th. Pops one left side, just back behind third. Easy catch for Ethan Thomas to retire the 2nd out. That'll bring up Cole Collins, the 9-hitter.
Designated hitter, Cole Collins.
Collins DHing for the pitcher in this ball game. The pitcher now Logan Anderson. Two down. Collins was hit by a pitch his first time up. Last time hit a towering fly ball to the shortstop for the 2nd out in the 4th inning. Fouls off the first pitch he gets here. Beautiful sunny day here in the Umpqua Basin. An 0-1 pitch, low, a 1-1 count. Really not much of a breeze to speak of at the moment. The 1-1 just outside, 2 balls and a strike. 73 degrees, expecting to hit 80 here this afternoon. So we're going to start warming up pretty quick here over the next hour or so. Inside on the 2-1 offering, Cole Collins takes for a 3-1 count. Collins will dig back in, a 3-1 pitch. Line drive shot goes right to the second baseman, and that ball is caught. That will finish things off here in the 6th for the Eagles. On that last play, Cole Collins line shot to second base, just a bit unlucky on the spot for the final out here in the 6th inning. So the Doc Stewarts will have to try and rally back in the 7th as they trail 3-2. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. 7th inning coming up. Logan Anderson on the mound for the Docs when we return on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Starting things here in the 7th inning, the first pitch from Logan Anderson hits Chase Coleman on the front shoulder and puts a runner on base to lead things off for the Humboldt Eagles, who lead 3-2 as we enter the 7th inning. Logan Anderson, second hit batter after taking over for Evan Corbin in the 6th inning. We do get a runner at first base for the catcher, Chase Coleman. Get you that identified here in a second. One on, nobody out. One pitch into the 7th inning. Matt Letter as a pickoff throw to first. Running at first base is Rogan Gaines. First pitch, Letter will pop one up right side. Evan Corbin up to the fence. That one well out of play for strike one. Docs Baseball brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. And by our friends at Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Pickoff throw to first base, back in. Rogan Gaines out of Fortuna, graduating this spring as a class of 2023. Headed to Shasta College, but headed there to go play football. Squaring to bunt, the ball goes down the first base side. Tag. Oh, dropped by Evan Martin. Martin had it picked up and was looking to just apply the tag.
Now batting, center fielder, number 17,
I
Daniel
honestly was kind of screened by the runner as he went by. I'm not sure what forced Martin to lose a handle on that baseball. It looked like he had picked it up with the glove, but somewhere in the process dropped it and didn't get the tag on, and so everybody's safe. That'll be an error on the Doc Stewart's, their first of the ball game. Matt Letter gets on at first. Chase Coleman, or excuse me, the runner Gaines at second. A 1-0 pitch, scoring to bunt. The play will be to first for Anderson. Throw to first in time. Sack bunt for Daniel Osborne. One away. The runners both move up 90 feet. Second and third now for the Eagles as they lead by one, looking to add some insurance here in the 7th. So a hit batter and then a fielding error for the Docs have put them in a jam here in the 7th inning as they try to stay within one of Humboldt. First pitch bounces in. Defense will play in, looking to try and see if they can cut the run off at home if they get that opportunity. A 1-0 pitch, line to left field. They will not. Sebastian Watson comes up with it, fires in. One run comes in on a base hit by Rogan Bodie. Bodie picks up his first hit of the game, and he also picks up an RBI.
Now batting, number 27, Willie
Scoring was
Baldwin.
Rogan Gaines. Running for Chase Coleman. Matt Letter moves up to third. Runners on the corner, still just one out. It's a 2-run lead for Humboldt. Runner going, a bunt attempt is fouled away by Willie Baumlin. Back to first base will go Bodie. Logan Anderson trying to get his team through this as he throws to first base. Anderson has given up just 2 hits, but an error here in this 7th inning is definitely proven costly. As a ground ball left side, scooped up by Martin, got to throw it to first, and it goes off the glove for Anderson, who had to get to the bag quickly. and turn to try and square that one up. Tough play to be made. Everybody's safe. A run scores. It's now 5-2. Humboldt in front of Roseburg. Scoring on the play, Matt Letter. Baumlin will pick up an RBI, gets on. Up to second base goes Bodie. So first and second, one out. 2 runs in so far. Cody Collins is the heart of the lineup coming up here for the Eagles. He'll stand in. He swings away and fouls off the first pitch. Oh, 1 count. Put that down as a second error for the Docs here in this 7th inning as ball fouled away. 0-2 count for Collins. Cody Collins, a single back in the 4th, was hit by a pitch his last time up. That was against Logan Anderson. Anderson has now faced the entire lineup card for the Eagles. 2 strikes, 1 away. The 0-2 pitch misses inside to Collins. For the Doc Stewarts, they'll have their top of the order coming up in the 7th inning with work to do, trailing by 3. That's where it's at right now. As a runner going from third, no throw by Hubbard. And it's a 2-2 count with 2 runners in scoring position. Cody Collins, a big opportunity to really break this one open. Logan Anderson working out of his stretch. That ball is in the air out towards center field. Should be enough to drive in another run. Carson Dunn with the catch will throw towards third. The throw goes through, but not in time. Sack fly, and it's a 4-run lead for Humboldt. 2 away.
Now batting, number 33,
Cody Collins picking up the RBI. Rogan Bodie will score. Baumlin tags and heads to third. And it brings up Caden Lee, who had an RBI single last time up against Logan Anderson. First pitch, breaking ball high and behind the hitter. So the Docs will need a 4-run 7th inning to try and either force it to extras or stay in to see if they could score 5 and win this one in a walk-off. At least that's where we sit right now. Today's game brought to you by Colorcraft. They're a paint store. They're not a paint department. That ball in the air and out towards right field. The long run. Camp underneath it. Makes the catch. No, in foul territory. It's off the glove. And back to the plate, Caden Lee will have another shot at it. A 2-1 count. So the Docs have let a couple of outs slip through their grasp here in this 7th inning. It has definitely not been a clean frame defensively. The 2-1 outside. 3 balls and a strike for Caden Lee, who is 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. Hits one to center field on the run. Carson Dunn will reach overhead and snag that one out of the air for the final out. The Doc Stewarts will get through the top of the 7th, but not before the Humboldt Eagles are able to put 3 runs across. 3 runs on just 1 hit. There were 2 Doc Stewarts errors and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Docs need 4 to tie, 5 to walk off with a win on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your 4-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound.
But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Leading off for the Docs in the bottom of the 7th, number 5, Brooks Avery.
7th inning here from Bill Gray Legion Stadium in Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, Oregon. Game 1 of a doubleheader between the Docs and the Humboldt Eagles. Docs will have Brooks Avery to lead things off. Flares one to left field, but underneath it is Willie Baumlin for the first out of the 7th. And Brooks Avery is now 1 for 3 on the day. First time that he does not reach base against the Eagles. On the mound, Caden Vance. This is a save opportunity for him. Came in with a 1-run lead and looking to finish it off. He'll fire a first pitch breaking ball for a strike to Cade Johnson. 1 out, nobody on. Docs need 4 to tie this one up here in the 7th. Swing and a miss on the fastball for Cade, and he's got himself an 0-2 count. Docs baseball brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Their new state-of-the-art facility in Sutherland is open. There's a pitch just out off the edge, 1-2 count for Cade. You can check them out there just below the golf course. They've got state-of-the-art family medicine, urgent care, and lab services. Pitch belted high in the air, foul territory. The third baseman, Ethan Thomas, will get underneath it. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, center fielder, number 3.
Well, the Doc Stewarts led early and were cruising behind Evan Corbin. Corbin gave up 2 runs in the 4th inning, and the game was tied when he exited the game, and Logan Anderson gets touched up for 4 runs. Line drive towards second base. Diving attempt, and the catch is made to finish things off as Carson Dunn, a soft line out to second base, will finish this game. A 1-2-3 frame in the 7th inning for Caden Vance. Finishes game 1 of our doubleheader. Stick around. We've got your Neal Company Real Estate postgame show coming up. We'll recap game 1 of our doubleheader, and then we'll transition to game 2, where we will get a chance to see if the Doc Stewarts can get a split against the Eagles. Also coming up here in between games, stick around as we will hear from Doc Stewart's Braxton Dill. We'll get a chance to hear from Braxton as we continue our way through the lineup, talking to Doc Stewart's players throughout the season. We head to the Neal Company Real Estate postgame show. 6-2, the final score as the Docs lose game 1 of a doubleheader here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days when you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller, when businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought.
Final score at Game 1 of our doubleheader, 6-2. The Humboldt Eagles rally back for the win on top of the Roseburg Clint Newell Dr. Stewart's. This is the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. Since 1977, their team works to provide the most efficient and effective property management and real estate services. Find available properties and rentals at nealco.com. Final numbers in this one: 6 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Eagles. They left 4 men on base. For the Doc Stewarts, 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors. They left 7 men on base in this one. Doc Stewarts will fall to 7-7-1 on the year. Humboldt will improve to 14-7-1 on the season. Doc Stewart scored 1 in the first inning and got another in the second. That was all they'd managed as they were shut out the rest of the way. Humboldt got 2 in the top of the 4th inning and 1 in the 6th to take the lead. They tied it there in the 4th, took the lead in the 6th, then added 3 more runs for insurance in the 7th inning. Getting the win is Cole Ayala. Taking the loss will be Logan Anderson, and Caden Vance came in and picked up the save. We'll take a look at more of the individual numbers from this one and wrap up Game 1 of our doubleheader and get ready for Game 2. We'll take another time out here during the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Game 1 in the books here from Champion Car Wash Field. This is the Neal Company Real Estate Postgame Show. Find available properties and rentals at nealco.com. Doc Stewart's fall 6-2 against Humboldt as they take Game 1. Game 2 will be coming up here momentarily. Stick around. We'll have the broadcast set up for Game 2 here in just a few moments as we get ready for the Roseburg Disposal pregame show for our second game of the day. As we look at this one, Doc Stewart's took the early 2-0 lead. They scored in the first after Brooks Avery reached on an error. Carson Dunn was able to bring him around on a fielder's choice. That was a 1-0 lead for the Docs. They would get back-to-back runners on with walks in the second inning. Then a hit batter would put another runner on. A wild pitch brought in Drew Camp to give the Docs a 2-0 lead. In the fourth inning, though, Humboldt would strike back. They would get 2 runs across. Rogan Bodie got on with a hit-by pitch to start things off. He would score on a ground out to first by Caden Lee. And then Will Mager drove in the second run, Cody Collins, who reached on a single to right field. That tied it up at 2-2. Humboldt will take the lead in the sixth inning. After Evan Corbin got a strikeout to begin the sixth, Logan Anderson came on in relief. He walked the first batter, Willie Baumlin, who eventually came around to score. A walk, hit batter, and then a single drove in Baumlin. Caden Lee getting his second RBI of the game to make it a 3-2 ball game. In the seventh inning, 3 more runs would come in for Humboldt. I put them down as only 1 earned run as the Doc Stewart's first batter got hit by a pitch, got on base. But then a sacrifice bunt attempt by Matt Letter was bobbled and no tag applied by Evan Martin, so there's 1 error. Then a sacrifice bunt again by Daniel Osborne. There was your first out. Could have possibly been the second, or you never know what happens there. Rogan Bodie would pick up his first hit of the game and drove in a run. That was just 1 run at that point in time. Could have very well been the hit that would have driven in a run anyways, so I really figured an earned run there, but then everything after that really probably shouldn't have happened. A ground ball right side, they just couldn't complete the play. Willie Baumlin getting on base as he grounded one right side. It drove in a run, but the Docs couldn't finish the play as Evan Martin had to go get it, trying to cover it first. Logan Anderson couldn't hang on to the baseball. A sacrifice run would bring in 1 more run in that 7th inning. So 3 runs total. I put it down as just 1 earned run in that matchup. So a 6-2 win for Humboldt. Looking at the numbers, Evan Corbin, no decision, 5 1/3 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Logan Anderson, 1 2/3 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 earned on 2 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, and 2 hit batters. He takes the loss to go to 0-2 on the season. Cole Ayala goes 5 innings, picks up the win. He gave up 2 runs, only 1 earned on 2 hits, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Caden Vance picks up the save. He threw 2 shutout innings, in fact 2 perfect innings, as he gets the Docs back-to-back innings, 1, 2, 3. Offensive numbers in this one, Rogan Bodie goes 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and RBI. Willie Baumlin 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Cody Collins was 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. Caden Lee goes 1 for 4 with 2 RBI. Will Mager goes 1 for 3 with an RBI, and that is your offense for the Eagles. On the other side for the Docs, just 2 hits in the matchup. Brooks Avery goes 1 for 3 with a run scored. Carson Dunn was 0 for 4 but did have an RBI. Daniel Withers was 1 for 2, and Drew Camp scored a run on a wild pitch. And that is the numbers from Game 1 of today's doubleheader. We'll have Game 2 coming up here momentarily. We start off the Roseburg Disposal pregame show for Game 2 of our doubleheader by getting a chance to talk with Braxton Dill, a 2022 graduate of Glide High School. Will be joining us to discuss what he's been up to and get a chance to give us a chance to catch up with Braxton Dill. That'll be coming up to lead things off for Game 2. So stick around. We've got your Roseburg Disposal pregame show coming up next. For those that are watching today's game online at 541radio.com, we will end the broadcast of Game 1, and just there on 541radio.com, the page where you're watching the game, just refresh that. We'll have the Game 2 video stream starting here momentarily. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, just go back to our main page on the channel. We'll have the new live stream up for you here in just a few seconds there as well. That's going to do it for us here in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Game 2 coming up. We'll talk with Braxton Dill when we return here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.